part 4 of the reins and Rommel and other stuff that people have asked me about that I am thinking about today. So the Rommel. There's a lot of purposes to the Rommel. One is to whack a cow, to spark your horse up with. I spend a lot of time just going along like that, whacking on my stirrup just because I kind of like the sound of it. They also even out the weight of your reins, so that way they've got just an even feel to them. And so the weight, the size, the length, the buttons on your reins should correspond, or on your Rommel, should correspond with your reins. They should, if you hold one in each hand, they should be pretty similar weight. There's a lot of other purposes. You know, you hold your reins like this, you find a comfortable way to hold them. These buttons, a lot of guys use them to count. I do if I'm counting lots of cattle. It's by hundreds, so 100, 200, 300, and that way I can keep counting. And when I get down to the end, you know, how many was it? Well, there was 350, and so I can use my reins to help count. Anyway, what I was wanting to talk about with these reins is why you have all these connectors and stuff. So generally, if a guy's going to be roping a whole bunch, like in a branding pen or something, and you're riding a bridle horse, a guy can go ahead and just throw it over like that and have it out of the way. I do that sometimes, but I don't really like it because you still got it kind of in the way. And anytime you're roping a lot, the more you can get things out of the way, the better. So I can't remember who showed me this, I think Bill Warren. I just pop them off, put them through my back cinch there, my D-ring, and if I'm riding a rig that doesn't have a back D, I usually always have a ring braided into my strings here. Throw it across the back, and then I just tie it up with my strings. So that way it's out of the way. And it's just flipped over the back right there. And that's a way to get it just up and out of my way if I'm doing a lot of roping. I like to, and then this connector, they don't come with these leather connectors, you know, the Rommel's connected right here. I like to go ahead and put a piece of leather in there. One is because I like the way it just lays over my hand like that, makes it a little longer. But then ideally, you would have this adjusted to where you can just put it over your saddle horn like that if you go to hobble your horse for a while and are going to leave him. So that's all I can think of that I've been asked. Another thing with the 2-rein, obviously, you know, you've got your Hackmore reins split like that, and you're holding your reins just in the palm of your hand like so. But when you get to the point where you're using your reins fairly even, but you're still using your bridle reins quite a bit, but you're still using your Hackmore reins quite a bit too, there's a way to split them to 4. So they're my Hackmore reins are split, and then with these fingers, now I've split my bridle reins too. So this is if I'm sorting or doing something like that. So now I get direct rein out of this rein. When I go that direction, I get direct rein from my Hackmore and from my bridle. And when I go this way, I get direct rein from my Hackmore and my bridle. It's by splitting all 4 reins. And you know, in some associations you're not allowed to do that when you're showing or anything like that. And there's some people that say, you know, you should never ever use direct rein on your bridle. But that's the design. That's what it's there for, is to split it 4 ways when you're going fast and teaching your horse how to use that bridle. So that's an okay thing to do. It's not a super comfortable, at least for me, way to hold them, but I don't go fast that often. So most of the time I've just got the one split, but I can take the other split real easy like. Oh, and while that's still on, I guess the safety tip of the day right here, if anybody can see that, is the first safety tip for the day is land directly on the end of your chin whenever you're crashing. because you don't hurt anything real important that way. The other safety tip of the day is if you're gonna test drive a cart pony with a friend on a Sunday afternoon after you may or may not have had a couple of beers, make sure that your harness is in good working order and well oiled, because if you're going real fast and the harness breaks, a pony cart is a lot like a catapult. So that's the safety tip.